a large committee in higher education can sometimes feel like herding cats, especially when membership rotates and everyone has competing priorities. But with the right strategies, you can lead with clarity, consistency, and confidence. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, I'm Dr. Katie Linder, a certified project manager, change manager, and coach who works full-time leading and supporting teams in higher education. On this channel, I offer real-world examples of how project management translates into the higher ed environment. If you're looking for ways to use project management tools and skills, both professionally and personally, to bring more ease to your work and life, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to share some of my top tips for managing large, ongoing committees. These are the kinds of groups that usually have a formal charge and a rotating membership. Not only are these utilized as common structures across campuses, but managing them well can be a major leadership opportunity. First, it's helpful to find ways to clarify and revisit the committee charge on a regular basis. Making sure that everyone understands the committee's purpose and where there might be scope creep in the committee's work can ensure that you will have less misunderstandings about the group's work overall. Consider reviewing the charge at the beginning of each academic year or when new members join. This can help maintain focus and ensure that legacy knowledge is passed on consistently. Next, you can think through the different ways that you can establish ground rules and norms. For example, you might set expectations around communication, meeting frequency, participation, and decision-making. You can co-create these different components with the group for more buy-in, but having some basic structures from the start of the committee can avoid chaos later. If you have a long-standing committee that could use some shoring up in this area, think about what areas are causing the most challenge, and then consider revisiting those norms as part of the committee's regular work practices. Third, it can go a long way to use a standard agenda format. Consistency in your meeting structure makes it easier for people to engage, especially as members rotate. Include standing items like updates, decision points, and time for discussion. And here's a bonus tip. You'll want to build in space for regular check-ins on the group's progress against its goals. Fourth, it will be important for you to document decisions and track action items. Maintaining clear records of what decisions are made, who is responsible for follow-ups, and when those follow-ups are due can also create continuity in the group across many years of work, especially if you have projects that extend over multiple academic years. This documentation also creates accountability for the group, even as members come and go. A fifth tip, and something that is often overlooked, is to provide onboarding for new members. A short orientation or welcome packet with key documents, the committee charge, current goals, and recent meeting notes can help new members get up to speed quickly. If you record your meetings, offering this history to new members to orient themselves to the work could also be helpful. Good onboarding practices help to minimize the disruption of transitions with committee members who shift over time. The next tip is to facilitate the committee rather than just managing it. As the committee lead, your role is to guide discussions, ensure that everyone's voice is heard, and help the group to stay on track. This means balancing efficiency with inclusivity and recognizing when a deeper dive is needed versus when to move forward. This can also mean that you need to lean into your time management skills to ensure that items on the agenda are balanced well and given enough time to be fully explored and completed before moving on to other topics. Another tip is to build in reflection and evaluation practices for your committee. The group will want to periodically assess how the committee is functioning. This could be a quick survey, a roundtable discussion, or an end-of-the-year reflection that happens during a committee meeting in real time. You can then use this feedback to make iterative improvements and honor the voices of new committee members who are bringing fresh perspectives to what might need to shift or change. Lastly, you'll want to celebrate wins and milestones within your committee. Although some committees have annual reports, this isn't true for all groups. Either way, take time to acknowledge the progress of the group and individual member contributions. Whether it's sending a thank you email, highlighting the committee's work at a larger meeting, sharing the group's wins with university leadership, or wrapping up the year with a summary of accomplishments, recognition goes an incredibly long way in keeping motivation high. Managing a large committee doesn't have to be overwhelming. With the right systems and a little intention, you can create a collaborative environment where the group's work is both productive and meaningful. One of the most important things you can do is carve out the time you need to think carefully about the group's agendas and to check in with committee members outside of meetings to gather informal feedback about how things are going. These things do take time and attention, but they pay dividends on having a successful committee with happy members who speak highly of the committee's work and of your leadership of the group. Have you managed a large or rotating committee? What strategies work best for you? Share your insights in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips on navigating leadership and project management in higher education. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.